Hello, everybody, and welcome to D Squared Coaching. We're back again on for our Thursday live. I'm Diane. This is Danielle, D Squared Coaching, and this week you've probably seen, if you've been following us, we're talking about making sales simple, selling made simple, getting clients, a whole bunch of different tactical, practical things that really need to be in place to get more clients. Today, we're talking about a really cool topic that we both love. And it's a different way to approach getting clients, getting sales. And it's all about mastermind. And masterminds have been a really big part of my life. They've been a big part of Danielle's. Danielle, why don't you start us off with what mastermind means to you and what that term means?
It's funny because I see so many people, especially in some of the rooms I've been in, disqualify themselves from a mastermind. Oh, I'm not at that level yet. Oh, I'm not ready for this. I'm not. And I'm going to challenge you when you hear that word mastermind to say that you are. Like, this is the way that you go get more clients. This is the way that you excel your business and who you are in the industry, because it's a huge leap. And the reason for that is it is a collective that are surrounding you 30,000 feet in the air that can see what you don't see. If you've ever heard this restaurant saying that they do, if the kitchen gets overwhelmed, they're in the weeds. They're in the weeds. And that's not a good thing. But so many times in our business, we are in the weeds. We are the ones on the ground. We are, whether we're a solopreneur or we're guiding a team, because we're making the decisions and we're seeing all the things, we're seeing it at ground floor. But in a mastermind where we have collective people around us, they're kind of 30,000 feet up in the air, and they can navigate and see something that you can't. And so based on what they've done and what's worked, and based on what they can see much further and farther out than you. And sometimes it's the one or two things that they say that totally adjust your business, that totally get your brain thinking. And I will say this, what I love is it's not always the question that I ask. It's when they ask questions and I hear all the different solutions and answers, and sometimes what comes out of my own mouth to help them, that inspires me to go tweak something else. Yeah. So masterminds are fantastic, and they can be in person, they could be virtual, and they could be a hybrid, sometimes virtual, sometimes in person.
Yeah. And I think, what the term mastermind, Napoleon Hill, way back in his book, Think and Grow Rich, talked about masterminds as being, like-minded individuals coming together to use their experiences and their intelligence and just their knowledge to help each other. So it's like two minds coming together actually create a third and bigger mind. So imagine having a room full of people or a small group of people, and everybody's there for the same reason. Now, the cool thing about it, Danielle, you said it's, there's different levels. What if you had a really experienced person from an industry that you're not in, and you're novice, like you're fairly new showing up, but the value that you bring is a fresh pair of eyes on somebody else's issue, somebody else's problem, or you've seen it done before. And just everybody coming together for that collective experience to help each other move forward. It's amazing what happens. Sometimes, like you said, you don't even know where the information is coming from. It's just kind of downloaded, but it's in our past experiences. It's in our, courses that we've took, people that we've spoken to, we've seen it done. And if we can share that little piece of information to somebody else in that mastermind group, we're all moving ahead. We're all rising together. And like you said, it's not a training. It's not a webinar. It's not a course. It's people coming together for a really, really valuable conversation and discussion around moving each other forward in all different ways. And, when you were talking about being in the weeds, been there, done that many times. Sometimes you're in the weeds and I'm thinking, this is it. This is the path. And then I listen to somebody else and they give a different perspective and they're saying, shift, like that 2 millimeter shift, just look this way a little bit. and there's a clear path ahead. And I didn't even know that that existed. So, you know, there's so much value that comes. I'm all for masterminds, and I just think they're so valuable. I didn't realize they were that valuable until I was in them and saw that I couldn't do without them.
And you know, Diane, you mentioned the two minds coming together to create a third. And there's another statement that really rings true, is that you could sit in the room and think you're the smartest person in the room, but you can't be smarter than the room.
Yes.
So in the beginning, we said, hey, you can use a mastermind to actually get more clients. But don't mistake what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you to go in and poach people from the facilitator. That's not what it's about. When you walk into these rooms, you're right. Sometimes there may be a client that's perfect. So maybe you've traded off services. Maybe you've actually bought each other's service to help each other go farther. Maybe the person standing in that room knows someone who's perfect for you. And that's the referral part, right? And they open up the door, and you can do the same for others, right? Because you're not in there just to take. You're really in there to serve and give, and you will get back. We got to give to get. The other piece is you might find somebody that you can collaborate with, that you're not exactly the same, but something together creates synergy so that both of you win. And I'll tell you what, D2 was created in a mastermind because I met Diane in one. And I didn't walk in the room thinking I was going to meet somebody and there was going to be this perfect synergy. I will also say that when I walked in the room, I had no idea. 15 of us came together and we actually ran a summit that helped so many of us. So I just want you to understand that when you do enter a group like this, yes, you will get more clients, but in different ways than you thinking, I got to go poach the room. But if you're open, if you're a little bit vulnerable, there's no one there to steal your business. So don't have that fear. When we're there to serve, you're going to get served. But to be in the room is so valuable. And again, it can be virtual and it can be in person. But there are some things I would say to you are not masterminds. So let's not get caught up in being in the wrong space and place. Diane, do you want to share some of the things that are not masterminds, what they need to look out for?
Yeah, like there's a lot of people are calling things mastermind because it's where a lot of us want to be. We want to be part of that mastermind group. We want to be part of that higher intelligence and something outside of ourselves that can really allow us to rise and like serve and be served. So I've actually, joined some thinking that this is going to be such a cool collaboration. I don't even know the people in the room. This is so exciting. And then you get in and I'm sitting there and yeah, I'm taking notes and it's great information, but there's very little time for actual masterminding. And it's more like say what you do. And, if somebody in the room can connect, then, get together after. That's not masterminding. Like masterminding isn't standing up and saying what you do and hoping somebody in the room resonates with it. It's bringing your whole business and your whole self into the room. So if it's more like a glorified networking room, or where there's a teacher, somebody in front who's leading it, but it's their agenda, those two things are really big red flags for me, because it's mastermind isn't somebody's agenda. It's everybody coming together with their own thing that they're bringing to the table. And that becomes the agenda, not predetermined, really.
So a mastermind is not technically group coaching. It is not you bringing a course to life and teaching it to people, sending it. That's group coaching.
Yeah.
It's not a mastermind. And I get it. Some people use the word because it's the hot word. But really, the person who owns the mastermind is a facilitator. And it doesn't mean that if we notice the whole room doesn't know, and I'm just going to use this as an example, how to do a funnel, how to build a funnel.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a supplementary education in there where they show you how to do a funnel, because everybody needs to move forward. It could be that in the room, you raise your hand and you say, I don't know how to do email sequencing. So someone over there goes, I do, connect with me and I'll show you. That's all okay. But if you're in there like you're in college in a professor's room, that's not a mastermind. It is a class, even if it goes for a year every single week, however the cadence is. You want somebody who's facilitating in the front of the room, that every voice is heard,
Mm-hmm.
and that people know what you do and how to help you. And you get a chance to do an ask in the room, to problem solve, or to ask for support, whatever your ask is. But that really is a mastermind, because you are all coming together. You're focusing maybe on Diane for the moment, then Diane's done, you're focusing on Danielle, then you're focusing on Sarah, then you're focusing on Bob. And that's a real mastermind. And you have the ability to connect and decide where these relationships go. I'm not going to tell you that everybody in the room is the exact right person for you to do a collaboration on, for you to support each other, whether it's a JV, but there are going to be plenty of others in there that either are the right person, and I keep saying this because it's so important, or they know someone.
Yeah.
I say this over and over again because I can't tell you how many times we stand in front of someone, make a judgment call, and disqualify them and don't realize who's behind them.
Yeah.
You need to open up all the doors, not a door, all the doors.
Yeah. I was part of a mastermind group, and we had a young woman from Europe, and her concern was that, first of all, she didn't feel like, she could be understood because her English was a little bit broken English. And she was saying, I'm young. I don't know what I have to offer. And I encouraged her to come in the room, because having a different perspective from a different age group, like, we want different ages. We want a variety of people in the room, because that's what our world is right now. And if we can see different perspectives, if we can see out of somebody else's eyes, that brings us together more as a world. And it also helps our business. It helps us create a business that is an international business, that understands the issues from all different perspectives. But she ended up bringing so much value. And it, for her, it was a big confidence boost. But for all of us, we were saying, you are a wealth of information. And it was stuff that she just found really easy. But a lot of the people in the room didn't know about it. And she shared her information, and it was hugely, hugely valuable. So, don't rule yourself out. Don't wait until the right time. Don't wait, wait for the right group, I would say, and make sure you're getting in the right place, because that matters. But don't wait for you to, make more money, do this. The mastermind is going to help to get you there faster, easier, and more fun, because you're working with people who are supportive and want you to succeed.
Yeah, Diane, it brings up one last point I want to mention that we don't always think about. And again, I just, for the rooms that I've been in, please don't disqualify yourself from walking in a room thinking, I don't know anybody there. Okay, nobody knows anybody there. Okay, we all started that way. But here's the one benefit most people don't talk about. So everything that we mentioned is correct, but here's one more. Many times we walk into the room, and just like Diane was sharing, this beautiful woman who was not English speaking, first bound, worried about who she was. When we start sharing and helping others, we actually, for you personally, see how others see you. They start to unpack, so you can see your, as we call it, your gift, your zone of genius, really what you're magical at. And it reminds you of who you are. And therefore, you get to, outside of that room, show up more confidently and more, and with less self-doubt, I should say. So there are many magical things that happen in the rooms, but like Diane said, choose the right room. And look, we've all gone into a room and been in the wrong room for the hot moment. Don't feel like you need to stay. Don't feel guilty that, oh, I made the, no, get out. Go find the right room for you. Go find the right group. But don't jump out until you really know what the group is about and the people in the room. Every room I've been in, I've created incredible relationships that I keep even as today, and I may not be in that room anymore. So masterminds, very, very magical, and we're sharing it with you because it is a way to get more clients. And it's one that we don't always think about, but we get so intimidated by the word mastermind. Think of it as a collective group of partners that don't own any equity in your business, but they're just there to help you because they care and they understand they've had either the same struggle or different struggles. We all struggle somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Diane?
Yeah. And I think, everything that you said is right on. I think, when I first went to masterminds as a solopreneur, as an entrepreneur and consultant, who do you bounce things off of? I'd be in the room with my dog and, you're bouncing ideas off. But, imagine having this like focus group or as a board of directors, people who have an interest in you moving forward and have an interest in giving you their perspective. That's what a real true mastermind is. And they're beautiful and magical when they happen, and when everybody is there, not only to share, but to receive all this really cool information that can help you out. So
Diane, I gotta ask you, did your dog give you good information?
Yeah, it was actually pretty remarkable. So, I think what Danielle said, all of this has to do with getting more clients. And that's the big piece here. And I think we could go on and on, because we've been in a variety of masterminds over the years. And we met, as Danielle said, we met in an absolutely incredible mastermind. So forever grateful for the connections that I've made over the years, and especially with Danielle in our D Squared coaching. So what we have found is, in doing these lives and speaking with our clients and getting DMs and messages and everything, people want to know, okay, so you talked about this in week 3. How do we do it? What's the next step? How do we go deeper? So we've been kind of talking about it for the last couple of weeks, and we're finally ready. We're going to be dropping the link to a workshop that we are doing. And it is coming up in April 23rd and 24th, and it's free. And it's going to be amazing. And it's all around get more clients. And it's all the things that we've been talking about, but we're going to go deeper. And we're going to give you ideas on how to do it, when to do it, how to implement. And it's going to be really practical, tactical stuff so that you can get more clients.
So it's going to be extremely interactive, right? So in this format, we're talking to you, and yes, we answer the comments. But in that format, that's completely free for the 2 days, 90 minutes a day, we are going to be interactive. So we're going to be sharing things. You're going to be getting some work done, and you're going to be able to kind of come back and ask some questions. So we're going to meet you where you are, which is something that we can't quite do here, even though we try to follow up. It's not the same. So we would love to see you, get to know you, and have you get to know us on a deeper level. So again, April 23rd, 23rd and 24th at noon Eastern time. We're going to drop the link. You just go through and enter the information, and we're going to tell you to check your emails, especially in your spam and your promotion. We all know emails are having fun these days, but you're going to absolutely know where to go. There's a free community that we host pre-event so that you can get to know each other. And then we're simply going to serve you at the highest. And I will say this. We know that when you come to these events, what you're really paying for it with is your time. Mm-hmm. And everybody's time is valuable. But here's the thing. You will regret not coming. You will never regret showing up, because you could know 2 or 3 things and already be doing them. Maybe you do them in a different way, but maybe the next thing we show you is the missing link. Maybe in that room, you've just met someone who opens up a door for you, or you can open up a door for them, or you can collaborate. You don't know. So I'm sharing this with you, and so is Diane as D2 Coaching, is that this event is get more clients. We're going to show you how to get clients. Simple. So it doesn't feel so heavy on the chest. And then we're going to show you how to close them. What do you do with them once you have them, right? People will always try to tell you to go get more followers. But I'm sorry, folks, I'm going to be dead out honest, because I believe in real talk and real results. More followers isn't more clients. Followers just make you feel good. All the likes and all the unless you know how to convert them to a client, and you're going for the right follower and you know how to bring them in, they're just that. They're looksies. They're window shoppers. They're never going to be your client. So don't get caught up in the followers game. You can make $1 million on less people if that's your goal. $5, $100, whatever your goal is. It's all noble. Impact. But more followers doesn't get you where you want to go. So join us by clicking the link and let us show you how to get those clients and how to convert them.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you. It's free. Invite friends, come as a group so that you can stay accountable with each other. And again, helping each other. And we're going to share some really, really good information. Even if you're not sure what you don't know, you're going to figure it out. So any level, you're welcome. It's free. Great information, 2 days, April 23rd and 24th at noon Eastern time. And yeah, we're dropping the link in the comments. So we're looking forward to seeing you there.
Bye. And we're going to have a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Take care.